Yeah, so I actually knew about Arjan from a long time because I actually used to amateur wrestle a little bit too before I got into pro wrestling. I started pro wrestling at a young age, like when I was like 15. But before then, I used to amateur wrestle, and I was a big fan of kabaddi. I even played kabaddi for a little while now. I used to go to BC and to the kabaddi tournaments. You know, I would see them. I would watch the amateur wrestling matches, and obviously Arjan, you know, was a big part. He would always have matches and all that. So I've actually known about him for a long time. And then I ran into him in Calgary one time. He came for I'm sorry, meet was at UFC. And he came for a wrestling match, and I already had known about him, so I came up to him, hey Arjan, what's up, man? Nice to meet you. I introduced myself, and then as the ball got rolling, we reconnected, and he had actually asked me, I think maybe he was contemplating, whether to go MMA route or WWE route, and he had actually asked me some questions about WWE, like, hey, what's it like, and he had shown some interest, but it's very cool that he went MMA route, and now he's in UFC, whereas, he went WWE route, you hear WWE, but he's like one of those just great athletes, he's obviously has a high aptitude for whatever he does, it's a little bit easier transition into MMA, but I'm sure he would have been successful in WWE also.
One of the cool things about Arjan is the fact that he was the first fighter of an Indian background to be signed by the UFC. As someone in the WWE that was the very first Indian WWE champion, you've really spearheaded and helped the promotion break into and build in the Indian market. What do you think the potential opportunities are, not just for Arjan personally, but for the UFC in the Indian market, considering what you've seen in the last couple of years?
All it takes is that one person to, spearhead everything. I was fortunate that Kali grew WWE so much in India, and I look forward to growing it even more, but more importantly, I'm sure Arjan is the same way. We're aspiring the next generation. Because when me and Arjan were growing up, we didn't have guys in UFC or guys in NHL, where the Jujar Kara right now, guys in NBA, Satnam Singh. We didn't have this. This is what our parents immigrated here for, right? It's for us to have these opportunities, and I'm glad, we're taking advantage of these opportunities.
Going back to Arjan's debut, you were supposed to walk him out. Obviously, we spoke about that. That didn't happen. One of the other things that was supposed to happen was he was supposed to have been allowed to wear a pug, or wear a turban, just for the walkout. And now, unfortunately, what happened was the Reebok and the UFC department just wasn't aware of what that kind of headwear was. But now he's given the green light. On April 14th, Vasaki, he's going to be able to walk out, he's going to be able to wear the turban. You've been able to wear it for quite some time now in the WWE. For folks that perhaps don't understand what it symbolizes, what it means, can you just explain what it is, what it symbolizes to you personally, and how important and significant was it for you to be able to actually wear it out to the ring?
So now that the UFC knows, that's exactly the point, to raise awareness, right? I'm glad, Arjan raised the awareness, and that UFC understands the importance, the significance of it to him personally. It's very significant to me personally. It's our crown, so to speak, right? It's the star. So many sacrifices were made for the puggardy, for the pug. It's a huge honor for me. It's like Sikhdi Nishani. It's what's it called? Nishani meaning it's like an identification. Right, you see the turban, and you see, oh, that's Sikh, that's our heritage. So I'm very proud to represent it in WWE, and I always do my best to respect the pug. Before I had even a case, like a glass case, I would put the pug in. But everybody knows, they treat it with respect. That it's never on the floor, nothing like that. I take it off, the guy takes it right back to where I'm sitting. He sets it. So those guys are very good with that, and. No, it's all about respecting our heritage, respecting our culture, and again, raising awareness.